Hey folks, Vortex here and welcome to my review of the Artti T10. This is a planar IEM which I always look forward to. I think it uses a 14.2mm driver, so it's one of the larger ones. And yet, as usual, full disclaimers, I'd like to thank the Volkchai Hi-Fi store and AliExpress for sending this out, so thank you very much. I was not paid to do this video, no thoughts and opinions are my own. And as you can see, it's got a few links to check. And yeah, let's just get into it. So that's all you get. So Artti, never used this brand before, but it should be fine. So obviously, like I said, social links and all that stuff. So obviously go graph as usual. I'll graph it myself as well. So Artti T10 again, 14.2mm driver, impedance 16.5 ohms, frequency response range, cable. Mine should be the 4.4mm, which I'll check. Bit more specification, sensitivity 96, that's pretty low. And yet mine is the 4.4mm version, which I was expecting anyway. So let's have a look what you get. Artti, simple packaging, but that's pretty good. So let's just get one of these out. 2-pin, which is what you want. Looks relatively normal. T10 there. No identification markers, I don't think. Just say what left or right, but obviously we'll figure that out. But so far so good. Kind of plain appearance, which is not bad. Bit of paperwork. Product certificate. After sales registration. A manual. Okay, frequency response, warranty information. Customer service channels, which is always useful to know. It's good to see they've got a Discord channel, which is good for myself because I use Discord a lot. Case, good size, not too small, not too large really to make it portable enough. The branding, so it should be tips and cables. So yeah, let's just get these out first. Don't eat. Bit of common sense for you. So a couple of different types of tips. So quite wide bore really. Again, smaller bore, I guess more base. And that's the cable. Obviously I'll unravel it, but yeah, 4.4 Artti. It's got right and obviously should have left on it. Yeah, you can just see it in there, L down there. So yeah, seems pretty good. Got enough. This is, I'd say, the right amount of packaging and accessories. Everything you need. Good case size. 2 pairs of tips, well, 2 styles of tips. So now enough of me waffling. Curious to see what these are like, especially the comfort, because the shape looks a bit odd. But we'll go see what it's like. So yeah, as usual, I'll spend a bunch of time with it, listen to music, and then I'll graph it as usual at the end of my listening to see what it's like. And yeah, so I'll see you sometime in the future. So welcome to my review section, the Artti T10s. So like I said, this is what it looks like with the cable. It's basically the cable you get with like the lecturer models. And yeah, so if it focuses, come on, you can get it. There we go. So 4.4, it's got the branding on there. But yeah, if you've used the lecturer model, it's basically the same. Wide split there, chin slider here, which is quite stiff, which is I prefer. Otherwise, if it's a loose chin slider, I don't really think it's that effective. Obviously, that's what the hooks look like. You can see left there. There's no real colour on them, so you have to look for the letter. And that's pretty much it. So obviously it comes with 2 sets of tips. Same tips again you get on the lecturer models, but I'll take these off so you can have a look. You can see there's a good lip on there. Looks like 3D printed plastics, but I could be wrong. It kind of looks like that. So because it's a planar, let's talk about power and sensitivity. Now for this set you need a decent dongle, to be honest. Your phone may work, but I don't think you'll give it the sound, the justice it deserves. So you want a dongle that's quite sufficient. You don't need nothing crazy. There's something, because you can give planars a week, because you can give them enough power sometimes, but they just sound like flat and lifeless. When you actually power them properly, it wakes them up. They sound like they're supposed to, really. So yeah, just give it a decent dongle for these. It's probably my recommendation. So let's talk about fit and comfort. So this is the right unit. It doesn't look that ergonomic. I found it's okay, just for make sure you get the right tips. It seems a little bit picky with tips, really, I find. And these can be a little bit stiff on the cable. But again, it wasn't too bad. I've tried better, I've tried worse. But on the whole, it was okay. Also, if I mentioned it, these are $50 at the time of this video, which is a fantastic price, but I'll talk about that more like later on, why that's important. So timbre on this set, it's original planar timbre, so it's not as good as a DD. It has an unnatural flavour to the sound, is probably the best way to describe it. But that's all you can say. That's one of the negatives of planar. DDs typically do sound more natural. This is the classic planar timbre, in my opinion. Obviously, we'll see why when we get to the sound and stuff like that. So technicalities and resolution on this set, I think it is very, very good. Again, planar strengths, that kind of driver technology. So yeah, very, very good. So soundstage and imaging, again, soundstage sounds big. Height seems okay, but they always do sound wide. And imaging is very precise. Again, kind of planar positives. So these should be a good set if you do some. If you're a gamer, you could try a planar. It's probably what I would recommend to at least start off with, and then basically go from there. I think that's it. So tuning. So I bring the graph on now so you can have a look. So yeah, on the graph it's classic planar. It's a classic planar frequency response. So you can see quite big bass, but then very boosted upper mid-range, and obviously there's a lot of treble going on. But anyway, so bass in this set is, you can see the quite a bassy set, and it rumbles really well. Again, the initial attack, I don't think it's as good as a DD. DDs always seem to feel like they can move more air, so it just sounds more prominent, is probably the best way to describe it. But again, for planar bass, it's a solid set. Again, this graphs like a lot how they used to graph. This 14.2mm, they're all quite similar in that aspect. But anyway, planar bass is it's pretty solid, really. Mids are okay. They can feel a touch recessed at times. Depends, obviously, what you're listening to. Obviously, you can see there's a boosted upper mids. That's one of the things I don't like about this. That's where a bit of EQ or maybe dampening the nozzle or something like that will help. That's only one of the trade-offs, I think, with this kind of price. Well, this product, this IEM, the planar. Yeah, boosted upper mids. So it is vocal forward, especially females. It can sound a bit spicy sometimes, but it does depend on your listening volume as well. Apart from that, solid, clean mid-range, really, for the planar. Now, treble, like I said, boosted treble. There's a little bit of imbalance, but it's very, very hard to get perfect planar matching. But I didn't really notice the difference. You can see big extension, planars, positives, but yet bright set. Now, again, for most people, they may find it a little bit too much. Again, you can always EQ or use some sort of dampening in the nozzle. It's probably another idea, so you don't have to EQ after that. Or lower volumes. Again, it may be a bit fatiguing. You may get a touch of sibilance. Again, like I said a few times, this graphs like how they used to graph. Now, nowadays, they're a bit more smoother than this. But the trade-off is these are a very detailed resolving set for $50. So it depends. It's kind of a trade-off, but I think these are still very good value for money. Obviously, great treble response because you literally hear everything and it extends very, very well. It can be a bit spicy at times, to be honest. And I think that's it. I don't have to go into much detail. So my conclusion, the Artti T10, what do I think? Like a great set, $50, which I think this is phenomenal value for money. You get a good cable, you get 2 sets of tips, you get a case. Again, it's the kind of reminds me of the Electro S12, but this is much cheaper than that model. Yeah, great resolution, details. I think I didn't really try it for gaming, but it should be very competent. Again, I don't think you get beat this kind of detail and performance for $50. Again, the trade-offs is borderline shouty upper mid-range, lower treble. and just on the whole a bright treble response for some folks. Again, you can solve that with 1, lower volume, 2, EQ, or 3, put a dampen in the nozzle somehow. But apart from that, great setting. Comfort, it might take you a bit of jiggery pokery to get a good fit, different tips or smaller tips, but yeah, good overall set. It may look a little bit cheap with this kind of plastic finish, but I'm not too bothered by that really. It seems fine. But yeah, good set, easy rec. Just come with some caveats, you know, for $50, but I can't really fault it for that kind of price range. It seems a much better option than something like a KZ Planar or a TRN Planar for the same kind of money. I just think this is a better product really, and I think that's pretty much it. If you think I missed anything about these or anything else in particular, just let me know in the comments as per usual. Thanks for watching, take care, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.